Afternoon everyone, just thought I would do this video thanks to Jarrod over in Australia, who showed some bits from CO2 ART. So basically this CO2 ART, I'm putting in a CO2 system into my aquarium. I had quite a few problems with plant growth, sort of spurts of growth, and using a lot of chemicals. As soon as you stop using them, the plants die. So done a fair amount of research, the do's and don'ts. Some people buy them, some people say no, you don't need them. It depends on what plants you buy. So I've done quite a bit of research, and I found obviously CO2 ART, looked at their products, and their products look absolutely amazing. So I was just going to do like an unbox of the advanced kit. One of the reasons why I've purchased that is because depending on if I change my aquarium size, whether or not I want to move up from SodaStream bottles up to either paintball or even fire extinguishers. So the advanced regulator gives you that ability to just change the connections, and away you go. Whereas if you buy from what I gather, the SodaStream kit, you can only use a SodaStream bottle on it because of the pressures. But yeah, it just explains everything on the website. So we'll just go through the box of tricks of what you get. So I think, if I remember rightly, this will be all of the... Sorry, I haven't got a tripod. I'm just going to put the camera down a second. And we're back. Okay, so I've actually asked them to go for the diffuser that you put inside the tank rather than the inline one, because I'm just a bit concerned about if it all was to come apart, potentially it would empty my entire tank through my floor and down into the kitchen, which would not be good. I'm not sure if it would ever happen, but I'm just not going to take that chance. So that's the diffuser I've substituted for. Again, it's got good ratings, looks good. Again, the packaging is great from CO2 ART, so there's that. That is the bubble counter. Obviously in the advanced kit you get one like Jarrod said, and I think the same one as Jarrod's got on his video. It's actually metal and glass, I think. Yep. So it's strong stuff. Obviously it's going to be putting high pressure CO2 through it. So again, when you buy your CO2 equipment, you really want to go for the stuff that is actually designed to take the pressure, because at the end of the day, it's potentially a bomb in your house. So the last thing you want is anything flying apart and going through windows or even the side of your tropical tank and dumping the water on the floor. So that's that. Obviously this is the solution for the drop checker. It's quite amazing actually. I didn't even know what a drop checker was until I started doing my research. But obviously, basically, if you haven't done your research, this you put inside your tank. There's a glass bulb in there. You fill it up with this solution. It traps the air underneath it, and it measures how much CO2 you're actually putting into the tank. Starts off blue when there's low, and then obviously it's optimal, it's green, and if it's too much, it goes to yellow, I think. But obviously do double check the instructions on that. And in the bottom there is the pipe. Again, this is the proper pipe for the pressure. Obviously the airline pipe, which I've read, it doesn't actually take the pressure. Well, it will, but it just more prone to leaks. So again, I would buy the proper pipe, and obviously CO2 ART in their packages always supply that. And this is the adapter, which obviously again Jarrod did a good demo of the adapter, so if you look him up on YouTube, If I can, I'm not sure with YouTube, but I can put a mention into him. I'll put that on there as well, I'll link on there. You know, this is the connector that connects onto the SodaStream bottle, which I've got here. Yeah, so that's the SodaStream bottle there. Ooh, if I can get it in shot, there we go. Obviously this is a UK one. Depending on if you're in Europe, they might be called something different. So yeah, so you know, like you said, I mean, the actual design of this is just second to none. Again, it's the proper equipment. It's designed to take the pressure. So at the end of the day, don't take chances. Buy the correct stuff, because all you're going to be doing is chasing leaks. It's just not worth the risk, to be honest. There are a lot of cheap ones out there, and you know, obviously, CO2 ART got a lot of good press over the internet. A lot of happy customers, so that's kind of why I went with them. I mean, you know, this could be total garbage. I could set it up and it could start leaking, but you know, as from what I've heard, you know, it's good stuff. So, and obviously, yeah, this is a UK one, so UK SodaStream bottles. Now, with the SodaStream bottles, I did have a bit of a issue getting hold of them. I did try 4 or 5 stores, and the only one that I did actually find was Argos, believe it or not. It's $19.99 to get the bottle, but the manager, I won't say where, he did me a deal and just said, oh, if you haven't had one, he just did the regas price, which is $7.99. I've been told that these will last, if you're doing around 1 bubble per second, around 4 to 6 months. I mean, I know it's slow difference, but I'll probably do a follow-up video after the 6 months and see what sort of how it lasts, and because I don't really know how many bubbles per second I'm going to need to do to cover my tank. I mean, my tank's only 120 litres. I know people probably think, what are you putting 120 litres, putting CO2 in there for? I'm putting lots of plants in my tank. It needs CO2, so that's one of the reasons why. And also I've purchased this reason for being scalability. If I do decide to get a bigger tank, then I can transfer it over. Right, so the last bit, which is the, if I can get this out one-handed again. Okay, let me just put all these bits back in here out the way, don't break them. Okay, so what we got here? Yes, this is the last big bit of kit. Again, I think I'm going to have to put the camera down. And we're back again. Okay, so I should really get a tripod. This is the regulator. Obviously, if you just stumbled across this video and you haven't done your research yet, but I did a lot of research into the regulators and decided to go for the advanced one. I mean, back when I bought this, is a matter of a couple of quid in it, £10 or something like that. I mean, okay, if you're at tight budget, then I would just go for what you need. But I think it looks absolutely awesome, and it does the trick. Obviously, it all comes plugged. I mean, this one I've got has got the solenoid on it to turn off the power. Obviously, what that does is when you set up your CO2, you ideally want to set it so that it's on a timer. So your lights come on, and in the morning, we'll say at 9 AM. Then an hour later, 10 AM, your CO2 will come on and run through the day until your lights go off. Obviously, for instance, 9 PM. So you want to shut off your CO2 at 8 PM. So an hour before and an hour after, because obviously a lot of people don't understand that plants do emit CO2 when the lights go off. So you don't want to be over CO2 in your tank, because that's going to be dangerous to your fish and might even kill them. But obviously, I would say keep an eye on, which is what I'm going to do, keep an eye on the drop checker, because that's going to actually be my first job, is put the drop checker in with the solution and see exactly how much CO2 is in there at the moment. They say it takes about 20 minutes for you to get a reading, but I'm going to give it a good hour, and it's going to take me a good hour to properly set this up and test it, test for leaks, etc. So yeah, I'll probably do a follow-up video once it's all set up and once it's been running. I've got a couple of videos I'm doing, one from on some media that I've put in, which was from Pongaroo, so thumbs up to him. The media is working fantastic at the moment. I'm going to be doing some readings, but obviously I'm only in the 4th week at the moment, so I do really want to leave it to get it to mature up before I do the next video. So hopefully I'll be back in a few weeks, week or so. I'm not sure when I can do the video with it all set up and running, and show you the results on the plant. Okay, thanks, bye bye.